Tonight on Debate Amongst Friends, NBA news including Melo and his trade drama. Also, we're going to look at the top 5 NBA Western Conference teams, as well as the WWE Great Balls of Fire recap and more, starting now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome to Debate Among Friends, live on YouTube and on Twitch. It is the 62nd episode of the Sports Podcast on July 12th, 2017. I am your host, the Professor John Gotti, and always by my side, the great Doc Ocean himself, but he's not out of the studio en route to his private studio out in the great state of North Carolina. He is here tonight in the great state of Texas. How you doing tonight, sir?
Doing great. I am live and am going to try not to say anything too controversial.
I mean, Chris is ready.
It's different now.
Hit that button.
Chris has been so good at destroying me over the internet, messing with my signal, my microphone, but here I am live in Texas, and I can literally see Chris hitting the buttons as I'm sitting here, so I could easily go over there and give him a Kinshasa.
I mean, for those that is wondering, earlier today, as soon as the doctor landed here in Texas, we all had a nice little luncheon, and we all having a great laugh, and the doctor went up to Chris, shaked his hand, they all had a good laugh, and then for some reason he decided to give him the rock bottom.
That's right. That's right. And I loved every minute of it, from the top to the bottom.
I'm not going to go there. I got nothing on that.
Rock bottom.
I see what you did there. But that's enough of that. Let's get ourselves to the show. We have a pretty short show because there's not a whole lot that's going on in the world of sports, unfortunately. He was trying to get Senior October in, but he's recovering from the massive hype that was the MLB All-Star Game the other night. So perhaps another week we'll have him on, and he can give us his full recap as we head into the second half of the Major League Baseball season. But let us start off in New York and Houston.
Well, I mean, you should start off in New York and Houston because, number one, Houston's my team. I think the people all know, and as many people know, the Professor John Gotti, the King of RG, the Trollmaster, the Data Analyzing Ninja, he is a Knicks fan. And basically, we're looking at a trade that would, in some form or fashion, they're talking 4-team trade that would send Ryan Anderson and maybe some other piece over to one of these other teams, and somehow those other teams don't get Carmelo, but the Rockets get Carmelo, and somewhere in there Ryan Anderson gets traded. Now, of course, reading the news, hearing the analysts, listening to the Professor John Gotti, they don't want Ryan Anderson because of the contract. But it doesn't really make sense to me because it is a 4-year contract, but I think this is he's already done a year, so Leon's got 3 years left. Melo has 2 years left on his deal. You're going to pay Melo 26 and maybe 28 million. Ryan Anderson's going to barely eclipse 21, and I dare to say that he shoots better than Melo. I dare to say. But they don't want him. And I mean, why don't you want Ryan Anderson?
I'm just looking at it more of a structure standpoint. I want, on one hand, yes, I do want some veteran presence. But at the same time, I also want them to really develop our young people. And the thing that I fear the most is management's going to strong arm Hornacek to make Ryan Anderson the guy if they get rid of Bella. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yes.
But then again, it's the Knicks.
No.
It is.
No.
It is.
It's no. They trade Melo.
This is the same franchise that tried to make Eddie Curry the franchise player.
He should have been a franchise player.
Oh, stop it.
He had a great year. I don't know why people keep saying this about Eddie Curry. Eddie Curry had not a great career. I can't say a great career.
Thank you.
He had a pretty solid career. It was solid. He was a double figure when double doubles were big. Now we have triple double people, but he was a double machine.
Shots fired.
He couldn't stay in shape.
Nope.
But when he played and he was able to score, he was on fire. Like, he was somebody that could really ball. And I guess that goes back to the argument we would have about, people leaving school too early, or in that particular age not going to college at all.
Yep.
They might not be mentally ready for the physical game. Where going to college, you get that year of at least working out and being a part of a team and experiencing how it is to travel to different states and play in games, rather than local high school teams where you're just going to the next town over. And even though some of these kids play on the national high school teams, a lot of times it's like it still doesn't represent what it's like to live in the NBA, because now you're throwing in the $1 million factor. Like, you're getting millions of dollars to play now. People are relying on you day in and day out. There is no "Mom, sick, I can't go to work today." There's, "Hey, you got to get up and get on the court no matter what." So I think that's a big deal. But if Ryan Anderson goes to the Knicks, we all know. You should know. James Dolan should know. Hornacek should know. This is Porzingis' team. I don't know why they paid Hardaway all that money. It didn't make sense when you could have easily traded for somebody like Crowder. You could have traded for somebody, Carroll. You could have. If I was the Knicks, I would have traded for Avery Bradley. I would have traded.
And I would have loved Avery.
Yeah.
I'm a '90s Knick guy. Like, I love me some defense.
Absolutely.
That's how I play. I play the game old school. I would rather lock you up than to sit there and be flashy.
But at the same time, my thing is to think that Ryan Anderson would come in and lead the team is like the Cavs depending on Kevin Love, and we know that's not happening.
That would be really funny to watch.
It's not happening.
That would be hilarious.
That would be the Cleveland Cavs after LeBron leaves supposedly next year and Kyrie asks to be traded.
I see what you did there.
I'm just saying. That's what they're going to get. They're going to get the Cleveland Timberwolves.
That would be funny.
And then the Timberwolves become...
but didn't we already have that a few seasons ago where, it basically just became the same team but a different city?
Some would argue that the Rockets are becoming the Houston Hornets, I believe it was. Because Trevor Ariza, Chris Paul, Ryan Anderson, and Eric Gordon were all together on the Hornets. I guess it was the Hornets. Yeah, it was the Hornets. Or was it Pelicans?
Pelicans.
Well, the Pelicans were the Hornets.
Yeah.
Whatever. So they were all together, but obviously...
But they came from the Pelicans. But I get what you're saying.
It was the Pelicans.
Please continue.
Okay.
Please continue.
It was New Orleans. I got it.
Yeah.
So...
It's a Big Easy.
Big Easy. So Ryan Anderson gets the boot. We get Carmelo. We got some young players, which I love. Joe Key. We'll say Joe Key.
Yep.
Zhao Key, however you want to say it.
I think Zhao is...
It said Joe.
X-I-A.
It said Joe on the little
I think it's Joe.
excerpt that I read.
It's Joe.
But I like him. 7'3", he plays great defense. I think if we have to give up Clint Capella, which would be terrible, I would be okay with it knowing that Joe Key was there.
Yep.
And then we still have some valuable guards / forwards, and like I said, Williams and
which
Bobby
I still
Brown.
say that had Nene not go down,
right, we would have been a little tougher.
Yes.
But that goes back to that veteran presence that you were talking about. You need it, and I think we talked about it earlier. With James Harden getting tired and fatigued, having CP3 and Carmelo there to potentially pick up the 20 to 30 point
And
slot.
I'm not saying that Carmelo shouldn't go there. In fact, I am advocating.
Advocating. Oh my God, not advocating.
But I just want quality pieces back.
You're not gonna get quality.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, there's no quality because there's nobody.
Also think about the fact that I can't trust my owner at all to make quality decisions.
The only trade that would have made sense is if the Knicks traded Carmelo Anthony to the Celtics. For Smart, Bradley, and Crowder.
I would have been fine with that.
They skipped Gordon Hayward, said forget it, we're going to go all in on Carmelo, and they just called it a day. And if they really felt froggy, I guess they could have traded Al Horford. But ultimately, anybody could make a deal. The Pacers could come up and make a deal because obviously they're going to need a star.
Yes.
I think that the Trailblazers are going to be in this trade because they do need another piece. And if they were able to get their hands on Ryan Anderson, they might have that third scorer
that they so desperately need.
That Q-Mart always talks about they need. The Wizards would be another team. Now, if the Wizards jumped in on this and they got their hands on Ryan Anderson, might be interesting. So, I mean, there's several teams that might be a good fit for Ryan Anderson, but I can understand why you wouldn't let him go to the Knicks because they got a whole bunch of forwards.
Yes.
That can all shoot. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to get the quality back from Melo. I did read a report earlier or hear a report on ESPN where the analyst basically was saying that they would hold on to Melo and see if his value goes up, but I think he's just nipping in the bud now. Even if he doesn't go to Houston and he does go into Cleveland, which I don't see a deal that Cleveland could send back unless it involves them taking the contract of Joakim Noah and them sending Tristan Thompson, Kevin Love, and Shump and a draft pick, like something serious back for Carmelo. That'll be the only way to take it into consideration if it's me. But this is Dolan. But I don't think he's going to send Carmelo to another East team. He would definitely send him over to the West. I mean, you have to agree with that at least. Dolan wouldn't be stupid enough.
I can agree with that.
To send somebody over.
I can agree with that.
And of course, looking over it, obviously we're looking at the West today. Top 5. Now, obviously, if this trade goes through, we're looking at a power shift here where everybody's trying to gun for the Warriors, but nobody's really, really coming close.
No.
I think if the Rockets were to get Melo...
And that's especially since KD re-signed.
Right. Everybody re-signed, basically, except for JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised that they didn't keep McGee and they kept the MVP. The bum of the year.
Mr.
Yeah. Mr. Choke in every first quarter of the finals himself.
Wow.
I mean, it was so terrible. I cannot believe he got an extension. I don't even care. Like, I can't believe he got an extension. It's unbelievable. Like, it was bad enough that they signed Swaggy P. But that guy? It was terrible. So, anywho.
Hilarious.
So we know the Warriors are number 1.
Yes.
They re-signed individuals. They didn't get worse.
Nope.
They didn't get better, but they were already a top team in the West. At number 2, that's where it would get interesting. Because now, with the Spurs, they would have to contend with this newly built Rockets team, who, yes, Kawhi could guard James Harden.
But now who's going to guard Carmelo Anthony?
And
who's going to guard CP3?
Because, CP3 sometimes eats Tony Parker for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep. He's a quicker point guard, too.
And Danny Green is just...
I mean, that's why I started get Danny out.
Right. And that's why it's like you bring in Rudy Gay, but it's like, can Rudy Gay really defend Carmelo? It's like,
Probably not.
I mean,
it's not as much as defending him, it's more about trying to contain.
Right, and I think that's where Iguodala would have came in handy for any other team but the Warriors. I think if you would have chipped away Iguodala from the Warriors, I think you break up that secondary unit
Yes.
and force them to go young, where you get McCaw and some of the younger guys who might not necessarily be able to play up to that level as Iguodala.
So are you saying that the Rockets are number 2?
If they get Carmelo, yes. If we don't get Carmelo, we're stuck at number 3. Because you still have to deal with LaMarcus Aldridge, obviously Kawhi Leonard. They still have time. I mean, if they go out and sign Derrick Rose, like we were talking about before, they signed Rudy Gay, so that was a big move. If Tony Parker comes back healthy, I guess. Paul Gasol. I don't know if Paul Gasol re-signed yet, but I know he was going to take a pay cut.
Yes.
But I don't think he re-signed officially yet, so they might be waiting to make a move or two. But if all stays, then I think that it will be Warriors, Spurs, Rockets. But if the Rockets get Carmelo, it'll be Warriors, Rockets, Spurs.
I'm gonna shock you. I'm gonna shock you because my number 2 is gonna be the Rockets.
Regardless,
I feel like the Spurs really didn't do anything to
No.
really improve their rankings. I mean, granted, the Kawhi injury definitely hurt them a lot.
it did.
But I don't think they did anything to circumvent that if that was to happen.
No.
Granted, the Tony Parker injury,
Right.
pretty big. Mondo's future is still kind of up in the air.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Now,
But-
I mean, are we talking about with or without the Melo trade?
This is
Either?
either.
Wow.
I have my number 2.
So the Chris Paul trade did enough for you to move them to number 2?
Yes.
Wow. 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 Not even as a Rockets fan, I have the complete faith because at that moment I don't see the finished product. I guess yet, I don't see I see a good team. Obviously, you got Chris Paul, you got James Harden, you have Trevor Ariza. I know we brought in what's that guy from Toronto? Ugh, he's a defender and he can shoot the 3. I think he's a 3-and-D kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know why we gave him $32 million, but or whatever amount of money it was. You got Joe Key, you got Nene, you got Capella.
Yep.
You still got Eric Gordon. You got Troy Williams. You got Bobby Brown. You got some young guys that obviously are on the D-League squad. I mean, yes, it's a solid squad, But if you bring in Melo and you don't give up too many pieces for him, you just give up Ryan Anderson and maybe a draft pick, I'm okay with that.
And of course, we have to wait and see what's
Right.
going to happen. But
Absolutely.
number 3,
Number 3,
I guess we're basically swapping around.
you're going Spurs.
I'm going Spurs at 3,
Even with Rudy Gay?
even with Rudy Gay.
Rudy Gay for Danny Green.
Once again, get Danny out of there.
Danny Green to the bench
Yeah.
with Patty Mills and
Pretty
David Lee.
potentially dangerous second unit.
But still
Potentially.
number 3.
Potentially. But they're number 3.
I mean, alright, so 4 for me would be the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And I will agree.
Only reason I say 4 and not 3, which they're close 3.
They're close 3. But
Is-
we have yet to see what happens.
Right, because we don't know how they're going to play together.
Yes.
I think maybe next year they might move up to 3, but who knows? They might gel immediately. Still some questions, of course, at, hey, you gave up a lot of point guards. They gave up really all of their point guards.
Yeah.
Rubio. Oh, no, they swapped point guards.
Yes.
George Hill. They got Hill, or did they get... They didn't get Hill. Did they get Hill? They swapped because they traded Rubio. Or was it someone else? Teague.
Yes.
It was Teague. So they swapped Teague for... Yeah, they swapped Teague.
They signed
for
Teague, but then they traded Rubio.
Well, once they realized that they were going to...
Get Teague.
Yeah, they traded Rubio.
Yep.
Got it. So, it's a pretty dangerous job. Wiggins... I mean, I don't really like Levine that much anyway. I'm interested to see what Chicago's going to do, but I never really liked Levine anyway. I was surprised that they gave Dunn up.
Mm-hmm.
But with this lineup here, I love Tyus Jones. I wish the Rockets would have drafted him. Magenta is pretty good.
Mhm.
I like him a lot. Adrian Payne still has some potential,
Yeah, I mean, it's
and
not like he's 10 years in the league though. But
and
I
I
get what you mean.
don't know if my eyes are
Yes, that is
seeing
Tayshaun Prince.
correctly. What is that, Tayshaun Prince
That
down
is
there?
Tayshaun Prince,
Wow,
the former Prince of the Palace.
he was
I went
so
there.
good, man.
I mean,
I didn't see it.
ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to close the show really early tonight. I apologize.
I didn't say it. Nobody heard it.
I'm so salty right now.
So
So
when you look at the starting lineup, though, I
no,
mean,
don't you dare try to circumvent this.
what?
Dang it!
You said it.
Keep going. Keep going.
When you
Dang
look
it.
at the lineup, though, the part that I'm worried about is that you're talking about moving either Jimmy Butler
Mhm.
or Andrew Wiggins to the 2.
Yes,
So they're gonna be playing a pretty big lineup,
they're gonna be playing a very athletic lineup.
and it's gonna be interesting to see if that will work. Because again, you're going against the Warriors, which I don't think this team could beat the Warriors.
No, at least not right now.
I don't think this team could beat the Spurs.
I think it could be a competitive series.
I do believe they can compete with us because they beat us last year. They were always tough with us last year, and they got a little tougher. It really depends on Andrew Wiggins.
Yes.
I think Jimmy Butler will come in and score, but at the same time, we're talking about Chris Paul versus Jeff Teague. We're talking, James Harden versus Jimmy Butler possibly,
Yep.
and then we're talking Carmelo Anthony versus Andrew Wiggins, or vice versa. You have your Capella who's gonna compete, and depending on who's starting power forward, they're gonna compete with Jang or however they're gonna do it. Jang's not really a shooter, so
Nope.
that's where it gets kind of tough.
Well, he's more the defensive side,
He
but
is.
just think about their starting lineup with Cat, Wiggins, Butler, and Teague.
It's
like,
nice.
They can score some points.
They can score some points, but will that work?
I think it can, but we have to wait and see.
That's right at number 4 right
That's
now.
why they're number 4. They're wait and see. But who is number 5, Doctor?
Number 5. Obviously, with Utah out of contention, Trailblazers not making any major moves unless somehow this Knicks trade, the Trailblazers get Carmelo, which would be ridiculous. Gotta be the Thunder. Gotta be.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to be controversial for a second.
I mean, the Jazz.
I feel like the Thunder may or may not have gotten a little bit worse.
Is it because they kept Roberson?
Yes.
Oh my God. So you think, have they traded?
I mean, Robeson's gonna come off the bench now.
Is he?
Yes.
Why?
Mm.
They gave up what? Oladipo.
Yep.
And who's the other guy? Oh, not McBuckets. The scoring champion, McDermott.
Yes. You had it right, McBuckets.
It was McBuckets. Okay, McDermott. That's 2 small forwards basically.
Oladipo's shooting guard.
He can go either way. Roberson will play the 2, and then Paul George will play the 3.
I think this year it's gonna take them a little bit longer to gel because this whole last season it was all about Russ and triple doubles.
I'm not sure. I think he's gonna just come out and just continue to play his game and tell Paul George to catch up, and try to reenact his Gatorade ball game commercial. Ball game.
Well, he definitely should have done that on his exit interview, which was
Should have.
his series against the Cavs.
He
but that's
really
just
should
not
have.
I'm
but
gonna choose a dark horse as my number 5. A team that has the potential to do a lot of work and sneak into the playoffs.
the Nuggets.
The Lakers. If not them, the Kings.
I could see the Kings being up there because of the veteran presence this year.
Mm-hmm.
They made a lot of strong moves, but I just don't know if they're there yet.
Well,
the
that's what I said.
Lakers,
The Lakers made a lot of interesting,
They
the
did.
good moves.
They did.
We just have to wait and see what they're going to do with the pieces.
And
It's the
look-
same thing with the Timberwolves. Like we have to wait and see. Like
but this
they've
is
been
different
building up
though.
something.
I mean, we're talking about Cat,
well,
Wiggins,
I mean,
Butler.
literally, The Timberwolves went all
Yes.
in. They did the reversal of the KG trade. Let's just be honest right
The
now.
reversal of the process in Philadelphia. I mean, respect the process.
You didn't want us to go into the East. I would have loved to go to the East.
I mean, we got next week. I mean, I don't want to go into the East because, number one, nobody in the East has done anything.
Nope.
That's why it's like I want to wait a week, and see if anything happens, see if the Gordon Hayward trade goes through. Because really, at this particular juncture, it's going to fall basically the same exact way it's been falling. Cleveland, Boston, Toronto, and then it'll trickle down to like Chicago, Miami. Like it's going to be the exact same because nobody's done anything. However, if the Knicks get rid of Carmelo Anthony, that might change the whole makeup of the East.
Yes.
So let's wait and see what happens. But you're going with the Lakers or the Kings.
Yes. I like having dark horses, though.
Not dark horses.
I like dark horses.
The Lakers just didn't. With Brook Lopez, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
they have something there.
What we've seen with Lonzo Ball, of course, we had the 2 Summer League games.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't count Summer League games.
Yeah,
I don't count those games.
I mean, people are going to count it.
I mean,
he had
they
a
said the
triple-double.
same thing. People got on me last year about the Cowboys. They was like, "Oh, well, the Cowboys are the best." Well, what happened? They lost in the first.
I mean, they did.
Okay.
But
Like preseason means nothing. Summer League means nothing.
Don't talk about the Cowboys. It's not there. You're not
But
ready
I
yet.
like to look at the season
No, absolutely.
versus
Well,
games that
Don't
draft
worry.
picks don't really need to worry about. It's more of the other people that are playing that's really trying to grind
Make a team.
their way into a team. Not just that team that they're playing for, but potentially a different team.
and I mean,
Like for me, I had a great laugh sitting in my barber chair. Shout outs
he's a
to
Lakers fan.
a barber out there in McKinney, Texas.
mhm.
And I'm looking on the ESPN ticketer, and they talk about notable performances, and it's Lonzo Ball.
Well, I mean, it's
5 points. What?
5 points. The first game.
Yeah.
Well, the first game it's notable
I
because
don't care.
he's top.
Everyone else had over 15 points.
That's why
That
it's
was
notable.
notable.
That's why it's notable.
That's not notable though.
It's so bad that it was notable.
Oh my
That's notable.
That's terrible.
That's newsworthy.
No, that's
When-
not newsworthy. It's only
make-
newsworthy because
Oh.
of his father
No,
being
man.
able to advocate
It's-
his way, to have the media still talk about it. They still talk about them.
It's the same thing as
So-
Hasheem the Beat getting sent to the D League.
They didn't really talk about that.
That was news, bro.
They didn't talk
They
about that.
did.
Not like that.
They did.
Not like that.
Oh my god.
Yes,
the,
they
the
talk-
highest draft
Are you
pick.
serious?
The highest draft
Are you
pick
serious?
to go to the D League. The highest draft pick to
Wow.
go to the D League. Michael Beasley was another one. Highest draft pick to either get cut, get traded. I mean, these guys, you get drafted that high, and the hype
Well-
is real.
Well, Beasley, the hype was real.
The
Beat,
hype
no.
was. They're up there. The Beat was number 2. He got drafted number 2.
Was it
I
a strong
think
draft class?
I don't even
Was
remember
it-
that draft
and
class.
thank you.
I don't remember.
And that's the point.
I don't remember a lot of draft classes though. I don't remember a lot of draft classes. I don't know who got drafted before Draymond Green, but he was second round, and he's dominating.
Well, also,
That
he was
does-
the second round too. So
But that doesn't mean that people in that first or second round. I don't know who was good in that draft class, but he was overshadowed by other people. The Beat overshadowed other people, and because he overshadowed other people because of where he was drafted, it gets him notable for his poor performance and bad hair.
About that, but yeah, the
And
bad
bad
hair.
hair.
The hair game was terrible.
Lonzo had 5 points. He's the number 2 pick in the draft.
But I
He was
don't.
number 2, right?
Yeah.
Who's number 1? Fultz.
Markelle Fultz.
And then he was notable because he got hurt.
But he had a good game though.
But it doesn't matter. We didn't care about the game
That
anymore.
was before he got
He's
hurt.
out.
He had a monster game.
It didn't matter.
I get it.
Didn't matter at that point.
I get it.
He's hurt.
No. I can
He
understand,
might as well
and I
speak
can
now.
I can concede to the point to why it's no
Sure.
Lonzo Ball for his bad game.
Bad game.
But my problem is, he was number 2
Two.
or number 1 on that ticketer for it.
Right. Who's number 1?
I don't know who was number 1.
Come on.
It doesn't matter. It's just the fact that it
does.
should have been at the end.
No.
For me, it should have been at the end.
Well, then again, we don't. I guess, like, all right, Markelle Fultz gets hurt. Lonzo Ball has a triple-double. about the same, maybe a day or two apart. I believe it was.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the same ticker. Notable performance. Markel Fultz. Doesn't even give the points. Leaves game.
No, they'll get the points and then they'll put leave game due to injury.
And it's ridiculous.
But that's an actual story, though.
Lonzo Ball having 5 points is an actual story. Because he's better than that. He's better than that.
We don't know that yet.
Well, I think.
Well, he's not playing, a regular season NBA game.
I think he's going to be better. And I think that's why it's notable.
I think so too. That's why I put them right there on that cusp at number 5.
That's why it's notable.
Because we don't know.
Like even with Dennis Smith almost trying to dunk on that guy. That's notable.
That is notable.
That
was notable.
That's
because
notable.
He almost
missed it.
He almost packed that guy's bag for him and sent him back.
It's notable though. That's where it gets to be crazy. Is that you gotta count the news. The beat was notable because he was high traffic.
The media's just been eating the Ball family stuff over and over again, and I'm just like, just let the boy play basketball during the regular season. We will see if the hype is real during the regular season. I don't care about the summer league game. He could do absolutely terrible the rest of the summer league.
He could.
But you know what? The media's still gonna cover it though.
Because he's a ball.
And that's the point.
I mean, the hype is real. It's either real or it's not real.
I feel like it's not proven yet.
It doesn't matter.
I feel like it's not proven yet. Because
there's a lot of stuff that's not
proven. We see a lot of college players who beast and end up being also in the NBA.
But that's like what we're going to talk about next with the Great Balls of Fire with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Vinnie Mac's balls exploding with fire.
Oh my God, that's where. But just saying, I didn't say it. I said it over here. Nobody heard it. I mean, I'm just saying, but it's the same thing. Roman Reigns, highly publicized as the guy who ran the Undertaker out, just like Brock Lesnar, the guy who ended the streak. Oh my God, this guy beat the Undertaker 19 times. Oh God, the Undertaker's yard has grown nothing but weeds and roots and like it's kind of ridiculous. What are you looking at me like that? Well, I didn't even do anything.
The doctor's about to get sweet.
Oh my God!
He's about to get sweet.
Unbelievable!
So fast. It's not even funny.
God, that's because Chris is not here to shut me down. But I mean, seriously though, it's like
Chris, we might need to.
Oh my God! The hype is real on these guys.
Seriously though, let's talk about
the Great Balls of Fire. I mean, what is there to really?
You said it was the night of cheap shots.
Early
on.
I mean, it started early with the pre-show.
I think it was the night of heels. Because all the heels won.
Stupidly.
It was stupid.
Except for Sheamus and Cesaro. Are they really heels?
No, but, I mean, that one, I didn't really call that one a heel win. I mean, it was a heel win, but, like, it wasn't really dirty tactics. Like, you're supposed to do what you need to do.
I mean, yeah. And we said it except for the first pinfall.
No, I like the first pinfall.
It was good. I was like, what in the world just happened?
I was like, this is how you put the start of Iron Man match.
So it started with the pre-show with the King of the Cruiserweights. Neville. And he kicked the top rope.
Kicked the top rope where Tozawa was hanging out to dry.
I was kind of just like, that's not enough to put anybody down.
Akira Tozawa's. Yes.
His Tozawas. And Titus O'Neil, I thought he was going to play a bigger part in that, but I think you told me that he wasn't, which I thought he should have jumped on the apron, or I don't know, they should have pulled the, mist or something.
But that's the point, though. Like, the Cruiserweight, that's what they're lacking. They're lacking that main event caliber type of,
Tozawa
intervention.
Needs the spirit of Mr. Fuji.
Wow.
To give him some of that salt.
Wow.
Powder. Right in the eyes.
Helen's looking at you so hard right now.
Right in the eyes.
She's telling you not to say that anymore. It doesn't. No. Let's.
Right in the eyes.
I get it. But
Titus O'Neil's not giving us that.
No.
You know what I mean?
I think if Titus O'Neil does that, then
the first thing
they're gonna have some issues.
Right. Big issues. Policies.
Yes.
Have been broken.
Yes.
And I don't mean Matt Hardy. Broken.
That-
But I just think he needs something like Titus O'Neil doing his best impersonation of Teddy Long. It's not working for me.
I mean, I can see him sitting there going to Bob all day.
He's too big.
You know, it's the Mac Militant.
He's too big. It's just not going to work. I don't even know why this is happening. I thought if he should have been anybody's
I
manager.
actually like the whole Titus brand thing, though.
But it's basically Big Baller Brand, WWE
And that's
style.
all it is.
So I mean, it's the same thing though. I mean, you can't.
I only like it because at least he gets to be on television.
But he stinks on television.
But the problem is that all, if not, including himself, pretty much always loses.
I would have rather him managed.
Like, I already had an issue on the Go Home show of Raw
Would go home
with the Apollo Crews versus Braun Strowman match.
Oh man, stop it!
Because I started to have flashbacks.
Didn't he like?
I had to started to get really bad flashbacks of the New Day getting jobbed out to Rusev.
I hated that because wasn't he about to do his moon?
He was
sault,
doing his standing moonsault.
and then he like almost killed him.
He almost killed him. He almost pulled the Randy Orton.
It was terrible, but
Except without the,
yes,
face.
I would have rathered Titus O'Neil manage. What's his name? What's the other guy? The first guy that held the cruiserweight title.
TJP.
Yes.
TJ Perkins.
Perkins. I would rather him manage Perkins. Not just because he's black, but it would just made more sense.
TJ Perkins is not black.
Then it's not people. Rick Swann is what I'm talking
There you
about.
go.
Rick Swann.
You said the first one.
I'm sorry. Rick Swann was the first one to me. It's the real first one.
Mr. Swan, you sure look like a champion to me.
That's the guy. And he should have kept the title. I think he should have beaten Neville at least once. At least once. I don't think Neville was that good in all of the matches. I thought Rick Swann.
I enjoyed the psychology
Absolutely.
that they now brought to it. It brought a better vibe to the matches. But
this is starting to get too
Neville is always going to win.
Not unless Xavier Woods goes over. Mr. 205.
I mean, I like it. He was an X Division champion.
You saw that elbow drop he dropped.
No, he should never do that elbow drop again.
That was a cruiserweight elbow drop.
I didn't like it. In fact, if he would have done a 450 splash, I would have lost it. I would have definitely enjoyed that better.
I mean, he doesn't really wrestle that much anymore anyway.
He doesn't, because he does his up, down, down stuff. Make sure you watch the YouTube and follow the Twitter account.
Down.
By the way, he's not paying me for that, so you're welcome.
Down,
You're welcome,
down,
Mr. Creed.
Down.
Okay, that's nothing. But let's move on.
All right.
Let's move on to the first match.
But something can we say Neville did do the cheap shot that got him the win? All right.
Of course.
So
I didn't like it, but
it did.
It is what it is.
It did.
Whatever.
It did. So I'm trying to think here. So the kickoff show. So the first show was Bray Wyatt versus Seth freaking Rollins, which can I be honest? Like, I'm happy that Bray Wyatt won. Not only in the pay-per-view, but he won on Raw too.
He did win on Raw.
So even though it was a cheap shot win,
thumb to the eyes.
Thumb to the eyes.
Like, what the heck? Like, Ric Flair has been doing thumb to the eyes for years.
I thought it was because maybe because he had his thumb taped. He had like a black.
No, don't do that. No.
Almost like a mandible thumb.
No, because now he's gonna make me think of Umaga.
Like a mandible thumb.
No.
Like it was like, you know how the mandible claw.
I get what you're saying,
it was like
but
his
no.
thumb, so he was just like.
No, I get it. I understand.
Like, the thumb. Right in the eye.
Doctor, I think it's time for you to get another one of those summer shanties. Make sure you pick that up in your local grocery store, but be sure to drink responsibly.
Right in the eye.
Oh gosh, that was terrible. You almost did that afterwards. Oh
no. Bray Wyatt, right in the eye.
Why would you say that?
That's what happened.
You literally just said after I promoted, make sure you drink responsibly.
Right in the eye.
Right in the eye. Don't say it like that.
Sorry, people. I'm sorry. But
terrible.
Seth Rollins is taking a little bit of a tumble, and I think we were talking about people potentially getting buried. And I
I
know
don't think it's much getting buried, but
I mean, because what's the point? Like, I don't really understand the point of most of these feuds anyway.
like their feud makes no sense. But that's because they're gearing up for the big sweaty men SummerSlam main event.
Not big sweaty man.
It's gonna be a 4-way.
It's gotta be a 4-way.
But we'll get to that in a second.
We will.
We'll get to that in a second.
will.
But I mean, did you like the match between them? Did you not like the match? Were you just nah?
I thought it was okay. I thought.
I was meh. I'm not gonna lie.
It was okay. I mean, I'm not gonna say that. It was good. Okay, I'll say this part. So, it was awkward to me watching Bray go in the ring and then JoJo was there. You know, so that's immediately what I thought of, is that JoJo was there. So, I don't know. I just think that it was interesting. Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting because JoJo and Bray have now a sexual history, I guess.
Sexual, baby. Yay!
And he wants to give it all to you.
I mean, can we say that the Eater World started to get some fever?
Oh my god. Oh my god. But I mean, other than that, I mean, the match was just, you know.
It was bad to me.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Bray Wyatt got a win, but you know he's gonna end up losing the next 5 matches.
Absolutely.
Like that's my only problem. Like a year ago, when Bray would win a match, you were like, okay, this is it.
Give
His
him a
push is starting.
Yes.
And then by next pay-per-view, he lost 8 matches.
8 matches.
So at this point, it's like he's basically starting to become the Dolph Ziggler of Raw.
He'll eventually become just the eater of cake.
He's the eater of pins.
The eater of pins.
The eater of pins.
Oh, let's hashtag
But
that. Eater
let's
of pins.
finish off with that one because that was
Alright.
just so boring and I can't believe
So,
we wasted all that minutes on it. The
we
next match.
really, I mean, Enzo versus Cass. I thought they bigged up this big, long, drawn, emotional story. I think I heard the phrase "Me and you are through"
I thought
at least 17 times.
that it was going to be a much more intense and emotional fight.
I thought Enzo was going to get a razor's edge,
No.
or some kind of.
Once again, I'll totally be down if Cass does a jackknife powerbomb.
I would be okay with that.
Like a jackknife. Or a Sid powerbomb.
Yeah, or a double, like a, double underhook power bomb or something like some kind of power bomb, like something
You mean a tiger bomb?
that would be fine. Tiger bomb, half tiger bomb,
Mhm.
lion bomb, bear bomb, gorilla bomb.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't really matter what
Yeah.
kind of bomb it is. Give us a bomb of some sort, and
I mean, I'll be fine if he does the Pearl River Plunge.
honestly,
I went there.
you did. But honestly, like I said, if he went to the top rope and did an elbow drop,
I'll be fine with that.
I would be okay with that.
I would be barking out about that.
But as I told you, this boot of his is the reincarnation of the JBL clothesline.
That's just terrible. Because the problem is so many people does the big boot.
But this is
What makes his better?
this is a big cast boot.
Like when Tess does it, it's not like him doing whatever. Like it really looks like he's about to like fall over doing this boot.
But when Cass does this boot, it's like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because all the old boots were just them standing up,
Standing still and
then
just putting the foot up.
but he's like really moving towards them, a la clothesline from hell, and really trying to take their head off with this boot. And I really don't know how they make this consistent smack sound.
It's him hitting his knee pad.
It's really consistent and good.
Which
He's doing a
I
great
also
job.
kind of have an issue with that after a while because I'm just like, you need to try to keep the illusion like a little bit better than that. Like
Yeah.
you now see people going.
Yeah. Like with the super kicks, definitely.
Yes.
Oh my god. But
But-
some of them sound good though. There's no question
And some of
about
them
it.
really do sound
Yeah,
good. Like
do
they
sound
make
good.
it sound great.
It's perfect.
Other ones, no.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you just slapped your leg.
Right.
Thank
I
you
saw
very much, pal.
I saw you. I mean, ultimately, I thought the emotional tie. I don't know. Enzo's doing this whole baby blue eyes thing, and I was just like,
I mean, Enzo cut a great promo.
He did. But then he got his butt spanked. He didn't even like.
But he only had 10 seconds of actual offense. The rest of it was just Cass destroying him.
So I don't know. I think it was a squash match.
I don't
think anybody wins in this one.
I feel like it doesn't matter. Even though Cass got the 3 count, they both lost.
I mean, probably.
I mean, can we talk about the other thing? Cass's brand new theme song.
I still didn't hear it. It was too.
It's so generic. It's not even.
It was too drawn out. Like, I don't know. I don't think they know where to go with him, even separating him from Enzo. Some people believe they separated him too fast. I know I spoke with Jay Rich. He said when they started Raw off with him, and he was.
I mean, I could play an excerpt of the song so you can get your
hold on. One second.
reaction.
Let me tell you what Jay Rich said.
Tell God.
People. He said,
and the people.
He said, and I quote, they started Raw off with Big Cass and with his slow northern drawl, which is hilarious. His Staten Island drawl,
yep.
Yeah. He fell asleep and missed all the rest of Raw.
He doesn't give good promos.
He said,
like, what helped him get over
it was Enzo.
Was the little guy next to him.
Yes.
And the problem is, this is going to hurt him.
Unless he gets an advocate.
It's not going to be Paul Heyman.
That's the only thing. No. A woman of some sort. Carmella,
but she's over there about to become the SmackDown Women's Champion, though. So it doesn't make sense for her to give that up.
Unless, I mean, I don't know why they don't make. Well, no, the Women's Championship carries over, doesn't it?
We don't know. We don't know because, of course, Daniel Bryan is also making up the rules as he go.
Because the women's titles are on SmackDown.
The women's title is on SmackDown and Raw.
So they can go either.
But the Money in the Bank is SmackDown exclusive, apparently.
I don't know.
But we don't know. They might have some kind of loophole.
Because if she wins, she will be able to go to Raw and SmackDown to defend.
No. If she wins Raw, the actual title you're talking about?
Right.
No, if she wins the title on SmackDown, she only faces against people from SmackDown.
Because there's only one women's title, right?
There's 2 women's titles in the brand. That's
right.
WWE
Raw
together.
and SmackDown.
Yes.
But technically, she could go.
Remember, Alexa Bliss is on Raw with the title.
She could go over to Raw because people were saying that Baron Corbin could go over to Raw.
And we don't know this as a fact.
So crazy.
That's the part that's so interesting, but at the same time, it kind of makes you.
I think they need to get her back over there.
He needs someone to be that voice. He cannot do a good promo.
They can do the whole.
His promo on Monday was exactly what he said on Raw Talk after Great Balls of Fire.
Oh God.
Everyone here who would chant Enzo, oh Enzo Amore.
Oh Enzo Amore.
Don't you start cheering for me now.
Wow. They did though. And I can understand that, but I think the way they did it, being that he is supposed to be this monster heel.
But he's not a monster heel. Here's the other problem. His biggest shtick about the whole thing is, it doesn't matter who you are. I'm 7 foot tall.
Right.
Like, what does that mean? Congratulations, pal.
Yeah.
You're 7 foot tall.
But you don't do
I chop block you in front of your kneecap. You're now shorter than 7 foot tall with a broken leg.
What happens? Like, I think they both fall into.
They're gonna both fall into mid-card purgatory.
Yikes! I think we should just get off it because they done made.
Well, I'm gonna let you listen to his theme song.
Let's just play the first maybe a minute, I guess. Or...
They only have for a minute 20, so that's fine.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go, people.
Real takeaway from that diatribe with Enzo had to get the word life tattooed on him twice so he didn't forget it.
Yeah, that's some old. That sounds like a song.
The Natural Disasters
from The Last Dragon.
No, it's literally like that downbeat is the Natural Disasters.
Wow.
Verbatim.
Wow.
People can get upset about that, but
wow.
It's not like I don't know.
Right.
Some of my wrestling theme songs.
No, absolutely. So
let's move on.
The next match was the 30-minute first ever Iron Man.
And we
tag
talked about
team
the
match.
first fall, which I really enjoyed.
I
You enjoyed
did,
that as
yeah,
well,
it
too,
was
so.
good. I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't like the whole match. I felt like the Hardy Boys took too much of a beating.
They did.
Because they went down 3-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought they was going to troll the Warriors for a second there with a 3-1 comeback. But then I said, no, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
I mean, if they would have won the match, that meme would have been coming around.
It would have, you know.
Hey, remember when Sheamus and Cesaro was up 3-1 and blew a 3-1 lead?
But it was, I mean, for the most part, it was a pretty good match. They put a pretty big beating on Matt Hardy, which typically doesn't happen. Usually Jeff gets beat up.
It's both of them, actually. They both gotten it.
Yes,
They both
gotten it. I know that, you know, obviously Matt was broken after the match.
Not yet.
I mean, his eye was busted up, and literally he was broken.
I mean, he was more bruised than
Nah,
broken.
he might have broke.
No.
They might have broke him.
Although they're teasing it more and more.
I hope they just let him do it
Jeff
because
said the line.
broken.
No, obsolete.
Oh God.
He actually did the lyrics from the song.
Wow. Brother Nero.
I fade away, classify myself as obsolete. Obsolete.
Wow.
But I like the match.
Yeah. Probably one of the highlights of the evening.
I think it was the match of the night.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I know it was the match of the night.
It was, you know.
It was the match of the night.
It was, because when you look at a lot of the other matches, they just didn't end well.
No.
Like this one ended well. Like Jeff Hardy hitting the twist of fate with 4 seconds left, getting the pin.
3 seconds left. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, he got the pin. Like I think he hit the twist of fate, and then it was at 3. Yeah, so 3
Something
seconds.
like that. Yeah.
But it was a good finish at least.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Some good
A lot of
spots.
rest holds, but then again, it's an Iron Man match, so you can expect that.
Right, and 30 minutes was good.
And I'm okay with that. So, pretty positive.
Yes.
Next match.
Alexa Bliss versus the Boss, Sasha Banks. Hated the finish.
Of course.
Hated the finish.
Of course. It was en route to being the second worst match of the night.
I enjoyed some of the moves that really moved them.
I mean, what about the Bliss spot with her arm? I know everyone was losing their minds over it, but I mean,
I wish she would have did that to finish the match, and hit, you know, like, oh my arm, you know, and then hit her finishing move or something. You know what I mean? Like, it would have just been better.
my problem was they try to overhype that spot.
Yeah, it was rough. At first,
But the problem is, she already did that.
she did it. See, I don't remember.
She did it already, but it was on SmackDown. But that was because the women's division was so terrible. On
You know,
SmackDown.
buddy, yeah. So I mean, to me, it's like it was a good spot.
It was.
You know?
Like, all in all, great spot. Commentators didn't help it though.
No, they didn't. They did not at all. But I hated the finish, and that really brought down the whole match for me.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to talk about the next match. Oh my God.
We have to.
This match makes me want to throw
IC
up.
title match.
Like,
The
just
Miz
throw up right now.
versus Dean Ambrose.
Like I literally want to just
I know
take
you
your
do.
garbage can. Where is it? It's outside.
It's outside.
I just want to go out there, open up your garbage bag, throw up,
As long as you do it outside, I'm totally fine.
tie it back up so that the trash men can
But
take this match.
we need to
away.
talk about this match.
It's really terrible. I mean, it's 1998.
Gimmicks amongst.
It's so stupid.
Gimmicks amongst. That's all I
Like,
can say.
why wouldn't the ref throw these guys out? Get them
I
out of
don't
here.
know.
You're out of here. Get the
Like,
guys
I
out of
wanted
here.
the ref to like pull a Gordon Ramsay. You. Get out!
But it didn't
Golf.
happen. but it didn't happen. Obviously, what
This needs to stop.
it does.
This needs to stop. Completely.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like,
We need a new challenger for The Miz.
right,
Dean, as much as I liked his work ethics,
sure.
he's in purgatory right now. Like, he has nothing
he is.
going for him right now.
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's just same as Sami Zayn.
Same with Sami Zayn, but he's going to do a thing with Bennett and Kanellis, yeah.
Canella.
Maria Kanellis and Mike
Kanellis.
Bennett. Although he's calling himself Mike Kanellis.
Kanellis.
Because he's supposed to be the I guess I shouldn't say that because Helen might get mad, but
Don't see it.
basically Maria's the alpha male in the relationship, basically.
Sometimes love hurts, they said.
Love stinks. Oh wait, that's a song.
That is a song. But I mean, I think the match was just
But,
blah.
I mean,
you know, the trio
I
of
didn't like the
woe.
match at all.
It was good to see the trio of woe.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, the trio of woe was good.
I used to love the trio of woe
Yeah.
growing up. Like Kevin Sullivan.
Right.
Trio of woe into the little knee into the gut afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty
A
good.
few people did the trio of woe. I loved it. But there was a spot. Wait a minute. What match was that?
Which one?
You know what? Let's go back to the first match for just 1 second.
Which the Seth
the
Rollins
pre-show.
Oh, the pre-show. Okay.
There was a spot, and
You talking about the Shining Wizard?
that was good.
Because of course that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite moves.
The problem I had with that match, the trio will made me think of it. There was a point where Tozawa was on the ropes,
Mm-hmm.
and his arms were behind the ropes
Yep.
as if he was trapped.
Yep.
But he was nowhere.
We haven't seen that in.
But the rope, the bottom rope wasn't like over his arm.
Yeah.
He was.
It was the middle and the top rope.
It wasn't.
No.
It was just the top rope, and his arms were just.
I mean, I think that's probably talking more about him just being so short.
And I was like, why doesn't he just let the rope go? Like, this is making it look
Because
stupid.
it doesn't work if it's.
Ugh.
I mean, that's the problem about the whole height thing.
And I was like, what the heck is this? Like, that's not what this is for. He's just holding on to the ropes. This is stupid. And it made me think about that. Like, the trio, well, perfect. Perfect.
And I can enjoy me some trio of ball.
Absolutely. But
You can't go wrong with it.
I think ultimately, obviously, if you have 4 or 5 people
Mm-hmm.
versus one, and one of them is Dean Ambrose, then you lose.
Hilarious.
You know, so
I see what you did there.
ultimately
I
that's
see what you
it.
did there.
But the next match, because I mean, I didn't really like that one.
The next match is the ambulance match between Mr. doing things to my wrist too much that becomes kind of just weird after a while versus hashtag I'm not finished with you yet.
I was happy with the match. I thought it had a lot of potential. I was happy that Roman just didn't beat him with the chair on his arm, like he shrugged it off and showed his.
I did like that spot.
The monster heel thing. Beat Roman up. He was worried, like, oh, what do I have to do next? What do I do to put him down? I was happy with the ramp play.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, I was happy with the finish.
Yes.
I was happy he went for the spear and missed, and he lost.
I kind of didn't like that because it made him look like an idiot. But
He is an idiot. The fact that he does a spear and a Superman punch, it's an idiot. I mean, he should have kept the razor's edge to the sit-down tall thing. Even though he wouldn't be able to do that to everybody, but that's fine. I'm glad I don't see the Styles Clash every week, too. So,
I see what you did there.
I mean,
I enjoyed it. The post-match.
ambulance.
I mean, first of all, how come Roman isn't, arrested?
Right.
Shout outs to Phoenix PD for not doing that.
You mean Dallas?
Dallas PD.
Dallas, yeah.
I thought it was Phoenix. Oh no, Phoenix was okay.
Yeah,
you're right. Dallas.
Because I was like, you could
Shout
have
out to Dallas PD
Yeah.
for not arresting Roman immediately.
Yeah, I'm saying that like, are they wasting firefighters right now? Seriously?
They was struggling so hard
To get that thing open, yeah, and I'm like, this is rough.
Like I'm sitting there, I'm just like, open the other side,
And
you idiots.
And I'm sitting there like, I mean, the whole back is already pretty much done. Why couldn't they just drive the truck up a little bit
Exactly.
and get them out the back? But I mean, they really were selling it hard, and that's why I thought Michael Cole and the crew didn't know that was going to happen. Like they wanted their raw emotion, but
It didn't work.
does not work for them because Michael Cole is no JR and King,
Nope.
and he's nowhere near even a Vince McMahon.
Who, was in his own respect, was a pretty good commentator.
was
Because
really
he was
good.
very invested in the product.
He was very good. I wish I would have never found out that he was the owner. And
I'm okay with that.
like was before I found out that he was the owner. Everything was so believable.
Well, that was the height of kayfabe, though.
It was so believable. Kayfabe was so believable.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I saw him on CNN. I'll never forget. It was like 1998, 99. My dad said, "Oh, look, it's Vince McMahon. He owned the WWE." I was like, No,
it's not possible.
He's just a commentator.
The dream is dead.
he's just a commentator. No, he don't own anything. He owns it? You say that?
But it just talked about how well he was able to play the game.
He did a great job. But ultimately, the ending part, I wasn't really feeling. I wonder if Vince approved that.
Yeah, of course he did.
His one big sweaty man versus another big sweaty man.
And then his big sweaty man. Oh gosh, that sounded rude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I mean, but during that whole thing was happening, then we had an impromptu match.
Right, where people were coming down with their shoes not laced up and tape not on. I don't even know how that finished. If it finished at all.
It did finish.
Who won?
Heath Slater won it. They didn't show us how.
Is it in the results?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, right there.
And they also announced it too.
Did they?
Yeah. They announced it as they was trying to get Braun out the ambulance.
Hmm.
So, they did a great job with that. Yes, JoJo.
JoJo announced Slater as the winner.
Yes. So, whatever.
So then we fast forward to your favorite match of the night.
Oh gosh, it was not my favorite match of the night. I get what you did there.
Can we just start with a Uranagi or Uranage?
Uranagi.
I like to just say Uranage. Uranage.
Continue.
Through a table.
Yep.
Before the bell.
Mm-hmm. I like the start of the match.
Joe took it to Brock immediately. Uranagi him through the table. Coquina clutched him 8 times. Never wrapped his legs. Then got F5'd.
Yep.
For his troubles. And didn't kick out.
Didn't kick out.
And I thought, alright, 1 F5. I was like, alright, he hit him with an F5. But Brock was, his face was all red. And, it was like...
Like, at that point, with him having the rear naked choke or coquina clutch
right.
applied to him so much,
the F5 wouldn't have been as strong.
Like, it wouldn't have been as strong because he's losing the stamina. Because it's, he has to try to regain his breath.
And
he went from getting choked out to hitting an F5 and winning.
And he did 7 suplexes.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't.
6.
I feel like 7.
Yeah, they're actually starting to count how many suplexes.
They have to. They have it on here?
It's number 6.
They have it on here?
Yep, that's right.
Suplex number 6?
Yep.
Dang. He was about to do 7.
Yes.
And that's where we got the low blow.
Yes.
Which was the cheap shot, which I thought would have won it for Joe, but it didn't.
I wanted Joe to win it. I understand why they want Brock to keep it, but I feel like him losing to the F5 after doing all that damage to Brock really didn't make him look as strong.
It built Brock.
It built Brock.
But I guess they're building Brock for this potential fatal 4-way.
Yep.
Where you're going to have the Beast, Brock Lesnar, versus Roman Reigns with Joe. And then Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
Who will come back and try to destroy everyone.
Yes.
So obviously this match next week that Kurt Angle set between Roman and Joe.
Joe's going to be non-decisive because Braun's going to come in.
He's going to destroy everybody.
Yes.
And then Brock and Braun are going to get face to face, and he's going to say, I'm not through with you yet.
Probably not.
Oh, no. Braun's going to say, on my time. On my time. And then he's going to leave.
We're not going to see Brock until the week before SummerSlam. Or the week, 2 weeks before SummerSlam.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was pretty happy with this Monday's promo. Or impromptu promo. Or, hey, we're going to just let you guys go out there and do you.
They should do that all the time, though.
Because, like I said, Roman Reigns saying to Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar something that you couldn't handle and something that you're never here for, although you say it's factual, it was the best thing he has ever said. The best lines I think he's ever had. I mean, the best line since
I think
Suckering Succotash. Since he was silent with the Shield. The best thing he's ever said since he said nothing.
yes.
I mean, let's be honest.
I mean, Horace might not be happy about that, but I mean, facts are facts.
Who? Four Eyes?
For us.
Oh my God. Four Eyes. Unbelievable. I can't believe anybody can like Roman.
People do. It is what it is.
So, I mean, that's great Balls of Fire. I think John Gotti gave it a 6.5.
Give it 6.
6. 6 is good.
It's fair enough because I was gonna give it a lower score, but I was like, no, that's just me being biased because of the last match.
I don't know.
But what did you give it? That people are waiting, Doctor.
I know it definitely was under a 7.
I think you put a 6 too.
I think I did.
I think you
Maybe
said 6 or 7.
Maybe a 6.5, 7. I don't think it was better than 7. I think the only thing that made it not good were some of the finishes.
Yes.
You know, like I watched the whole pay-per-view, and you know, you try to watch these pay-per-views, you know, in its entirety. And I'll be honest with you, I think I texted you and I said, I don't think I can stay up and watch this whole thing. I was tired. It wasn't keeping me all the way engaged as I would have wanted it to.
Yep.
But ultimately, I was able to fight through and finish. But some of the endings were terrible.
I can agree with.
So, if I had to do it all over again, I probably would have went to sleep after the tag team match.
Hilarious.
If I had to do it again. But I don't know. I just think that the WWE has to just continue to do better with the mid card.
I feel like they are getting no love whatsoever.
Yeah.
But then want them to carry the load when Brock has been here for a month.
Like, I don't understand, even yesterday, I don't understand why they schedule a match between Shinsuke and Baron Corbin and then don't let them fight because they fought out before the match when they just let, you know, Brock and Samoa Joe fight before the match.
Yep.
And they didn't stop that, so I don't really understand.
WWE logic, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so I don't get it. But
it's so logical that it's amazing. That wrestling short video got to you right
Well,
there.
that's what he did yesterday. That's why it was kind of funny.
Shinsuke Nakamura got hit.
I mean, he did it yesterday. That's how.
Shinsuke Nakamura's.
Like, he did it yesterday. That's why it was so funny when you showed me.
It's Nakamura's.
He was like, yeah, but I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. Then, like I said, with, you know, consistently watching Sami Zayn get beat up, it's no fun.
It's a thing.
It's no fun.
It's not fun. It ain't right. But, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I have nothing else about wrestling, really.
Yeah, I think that's it for me. I didn't.
You know, I know we got this What Culture video to watch after the show.
Yes.
So that's going to be fun.
We do. And obviously, tomorrow starts our journey out to the Las Vegas for the Evolution 2017.
Evolution Championship Series 2017 out at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada from July 14th to July 16th. Be sure to catch their stream out on Twitch. Follow their Twitter account at Evo or at Mr. Wizard.
And you never know, we might even go live.
We may actually go live out there.
Definitely check TL Double, because I
definitely,
know.
You know, check out the Basement Friends Facebook page and the Based on my friend's Twitter page, because we're definitely gonna try to put a lot of pictures out there.
Because I know I caught some winning pictures last year.
You did?
Of Hungry Box.
Yes.
As well as NY Chris G, the
Christopher
boyhood dream
Gutierrez.
that
Christopher
became
Gonzalez.
reality. I think we got Infiltration.
He's probably listening.
with his-
You should stop that.
his win.
He will sit there and destroy you in a game and then
Oh,
say
God.
download complete to you.
Download complete, the famous words last year after he went into losers bracket.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's taking the easy road.
But that was
when
when Nash was top tier, though.
So
And you did not like Nash at all.
I don't like Nash.
But luckily, right now, there's only one person actually playing Nash seriously, so you don't have to worry about
I
that.
mean, why would
for
you
sure.
want to?
You're gonna see a lot of Nakalis.
I want to see Nakali.
You're gonna see a lot of boxers, Balrog.
I want to see Nakali. That's what I'm.
I want to
interested
see
in.
Laura.
I don't want to see Laura.
I want to see Laura.
I don't want to see Laura. I don't want to see. I want to see Nakali.
You're gonna see a lot of Akumas too. You're still gonna see some Mikas.
I don't want to see Mika either. There's too many Mikas.
K-Brat's still gonna be rocking, his cami. I mean, since we're talking about Evo real quickly, I mean, who do you feel like will take Evolution 2017 for Street Fighter 5? Because that is the matinee competition that will be showing again on ESPN on Sunday evening at 7 p.m.
Well, being that I am a man who has been known to have more reads than a library, I'm gonna put my read title on Daigo the Beast.
Umehara.
I didn't want to mess it up.
You should say it. Oh God.
He
Helen
does
looked
that.
at you right there. She was like, "Okay, it was funny, but when you do it like that now, that doesn't." Oh gosh.
I hope that he rebounds from his early exit.
It wasn't
last
early.
year. It was early.
No, he lost to Justin Wong. I think top 16, getting to top 8.
Did
No,
he?
top
20.
64 going to 32.
Yeah, that's early for Daigo
32 or
the Beast.
64, one of them.
That's early for the Beast.
It was a great set, bro.
I mean, I know he went up against Justin Wong.
Oh my God.
But still, he should.
So you got Daigo
Daigo going the distance.
going the distance. I like that move.
I don't know, something about it today. I just felt the need to believe. If I believe, then I can achieve that Daigo will win.
Well, for me, we will actually have more than one American in top 8. Because we only had one last year. It's your boy, L.I. Joe, but he's not going to be in top 8 this year. I think last year, I wouldn't want to say it was a fluke because they're all highly skilled people, but I think he got in a great shake heading towards it. Like, he beat a couple of Japanese guys to get to where he got.
And who's
Like,
this?
L.I. Joe.
L.I. Joe. The miraculous run by Joe.
Exactly.
Though. I think he'll be out early.
Uh,
I think they have his ticket.
top 16.
No.
He could probably lose top 32, but I'll give him top 16. But the 3 Americans that I have, and 2 of them are my picks.
Mm-hmm.
We have Snake Eyes
Snake Eyes.
rocking Zangief
Okay.
because he'll probably be the only Geef in top 8.
Crazy.
We got your father,
Uh-oh.
Smuggles himself, Smug,
Smug.
with some Balrog,
Oh my goodness.
who is one of my choices because I think he had a great year so far.
Now let me.
He kind of slowed down, but out in some of the televised events, he had a really good showing.
Now let me ask you.
Ask me, talk to me.
What is Sonic Fox playing this year?
I believe Sonic Fox is probably going to play some Street Fighter 5, but he'll definitely be more focusing on Injustice.
Injustice.
But I don't think he's going to make it out of pools.
In Street Fighter 5?
Yes, but Injustice, he's my pick for Injustice.
Did he play last year?
Yes.
Street Fighter 5?
I don't think so.
He
I
played
think he
Mortal Kombat.
started. Yeah, it was Mortal Kombat.
I mean, obviously.
Which I mean, it was drama. Of course, unfortunately, we wasn't there to watch it.
What were we doing? Did we go to the NBA game?
No, it was on Sunday. I think we
left.
We left.
We had to eat.
Yeah, we had to eat.
How would we do that?
Because
it
we
was
were
on
hungry.
Saturday.
No,
Sunday morning?
it was Sunday morning.
We would have never got up.
No. Well, it was a lot of drama. You know, I had to catch the restream of it to catch it all, but it was quite the grand finals. Sonic Fox took off the cap.
Oh, God.
And then he got serious. Like, his Joker is no joke. His Joker is no laughing matter.
No laughing matter.
But the third one, which is my other pick, and I mentioned him earlier today to you, Philadelphia's own Punk, who's been, you know, blazing trails the latter half of the Evil season.
But I mean, is it his gameplay or is his ability to cut a promo?
It's I wouldn't say that. So I think one of his biggest advantages, despite the fact that he's very good playing as Karen, you know, almost like Justin Wong.
Oh my God!
Before Evo last year, kind of Karen play, is the fact that he can get in people's heads.
Yes.
The mental game.
That's what I'm saying. Is it the promos or the gameplay?
Like, if you watch any of his matches, and by all means, like, I'll probably show you a few.
Sure.
Just so you can understand what he does.
Absolutely.
Where Sonic Fox wears a little box cap. Punk decides to now wear Pokemon hats.
Oh my God.
And I believe it was CEO. He had 3 caps on his head. A Pikachu, a Squirtle, and a Charizard. And, you know, doing towards the top 8 into grand finals and whatnot, he would take them off depending on what's happening.
Right.
Or, you know, people would do stuff. But, like, anything to get the crowd roused up. But it also perturbed and kind of confused and put people on unbalance. Unbalanced, not on tilt.
Not on tilt.
It's just unbalanced.
Just unbalanced. Full seesaw.
Because if it was on tilt, then they can't do anything. Because, you know, he did something to mess up their psyche completely.
But they can do something.
But the prime example was his match against Smug. Like, he would take off the hat, contemplate taking off the hat. His Charizard hat still had the tag in it. And Smug's expression was hilarious, but Smug wasn't really in the game as hard anymore.
Because he was focused on the hat.
Because he was too busy laughing.
Oh my God.
So he has the psychological advantage. I can't wait to see him face off against some of these, you know, Japanese
serious
players.
guys.
Like, serious players.
So if he goes up against Infiltration somewhere in like that,
it's going to be a heck of a match.
Like I said, I appreciate the way these guys block.
Yes.
I mean,
and you said that last
and it's an art to blocking because
it's not just all about just hitting back.
Because I mean, I'm telling you, like
you have to understand where to block, because if you don't know where to block, you will get destroyed.
I tried playing Injustice, Killer Instinct, and blocking. You can't just, like you said, you can't play.
You just can't hold back.
You might have to hit down, back, back.
Yep. You don't know if it's going to be an overhead. You don't know if it's going to be a high, medium, or low.
That's why it's best to just. I feel like that's why I don't play, because I think if I played, I would just be so aggressively offensively.
But there are people who are just like that, though.
And I would just risk it all.
But there are people who play like that, though.
It would always be the boyhood dream. Every match would be the boyhood dream.
Well, first of all your matches is going to be televised because they want that kind of action. They're like, Doc Ocean is just putting it all on the line.
I literally would probably have
Doc Ocean, you was able to beat Infiltration. How do you feel? Just let the boys play.
I literally would probably have to buy probably 6 of those fighting sticks.
Because you're gonna break.
I am definitely. It's like when I'm playing, and like even Precious would tell you, my precious wife would tell you that, you know, when I'm playing, I tend to mash the buttons down. You know, my precious wife would tell you that I just mash the buttons down, like on this speaker that I use as a table, and I'm just mashing and mashing and mashing And John Gotti's crying over here because he can just imagine me. Imagine me smashing the joystick on the table. And it's so crazy. You know, I'm almost positive that I'm gonna rip the joystick out of the socket one day. But my precious wife just sits there and watches me do that. Yes.
Shout out to Freudian slips.
Just out there and, you know, readying it up. But I'll need 6 controllers. Definitely 6 controllers.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
That was definitely the Maharaja of Freudian slips.
I would like to see the Evo Championship for Street Fighter V come back to America. The American dream, I guess you could say. I mean, you can say it'd be quite the dusty idea on one hand. I see what you did there. Okay, we can stop that. We have to be worried about copyright. It's copyright. You can't do that.
Oh, sorry.
You can't do that.
Sorry. I mean, I already did a Freudian, so I mean, what else can, what else can happen tonight that hasn't happened already? I said Maharaja, so it doesn't matter. I said it all.
But my pick for taking Evo,
American.
It has to be American.
Well, who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Smuggle? You think Smuggle's gonna take it with his Smuggler? It's funny because we hung out with Smug last year.
We did hang out with Smug.
Like literally, we were drinking with Smug. We were sitting there at bar fights with Smug, and it was nothing.
Just talking smack.
You know, I got to meet the hype guy, which so happens to be one of my old coworkers' sons.
Mm-hmm.
We got to be right there. We spoke with Mike Ross and Goot Tex.
Mm-hmm.
You met and took pictures with the big Walton, Bill Walton,
NBA legend.
NBA legend.
I was like, the big Walton. What?
I forgot his name. Bill Williams.
Mr. Smiles himself.
I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis was somewhere in the building.
Jamie Lee Curtis was somewhere in the building.
She'll probably be somewhere in the building.
I had a chance to take a picture with Maximilian.
You did, which somebody mentioned him. I think I was talking to I'll just say the local North Carolina University blog writer, BA, we'll say. BA.
BA Baracus?
No, just BA. He I could have said his name again, like I've done so many other names that I didn't say.
Freudian slips.
It was a
moving
slip.
on. Let's move on. Keep going.
But I think that he recognized Maximilian, and I was like, yeah, we met him. Seemed like a pretty cool guy.
He's a very cool guy.
That's why I told him he should have came to Evo with us.
I mean, granted, Max, I still apologize for that time you was playing the Street Fighter storyline, and I put you on tilt because I gave you a pretty big donation.
Wow. As the Professor John Gotti?
Yes.
Oh, God.
It was hilarious.
I think anytime anyone gets any correspondence from the Professor John Gotti, the King of Energy, the Trollmaster of Data, the Conqueror. I'm
going to say no, but I understand what you're trying to do there.
Whenever they get a donation from the Professor John Gotti, they specifically pause and say, wow, we got a Gotti.
Wow.
Come on. You can't get anything better.
Well, you know what, Doctor? Sometimes I just have to savor the plus.
Savor the plus. That could be found on Teespring. Pick up your Savor the Plus t-shirt today.
Teespring.com/store/debatemongfriends.
Savor the Plus.
But this is the last year of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Evo.
Another at Evo.
And Evo. The last Evo for Doc and
Don't listen to that part.
The
last Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yes.
Another game that you was highly into during the finals.
Very good.
Who do you have and why? Will Chris G finish it off with a repeat?
I think we're going to see some combination of the same individuals that were in it last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if Chris G will pull it off. I want him to because it was great.
It was great. It was emotional.
The boyhood dream.
He was always top 3.
Yes.
always runner up, and he just couldn't get over the hump. And he did a Steve Young, and he said, "Get this monkey off my back."
The catch.
Yes, the catch.
The catch.
Yes.
But no, I think it's going to be tough. But I'm interested to see it. And this year we're going to be at the Mandalay Bay. So of course, if you're listening and you want to hang out with Doc and Prof, of course, leave a message in the comments or reach out to us on Twitter at TL at Ken86 or at Debates Amongst Fre, which is really friends, but Debate Amongst Fre. Or like I said, subscribe, leave a comment here. I'm more than happy to answer it, as well as meet up with some people, maybe have a drink, discuss some sports, discuss some video games, whether it be fighting. I'm a sports game guy, and we also play The Division, which we're also looking for people to join
The cause.
The cause.
There you go.
Because the Dark Zone is calling our names and some of these incursions. But with that, I think that is
We could do our
everything.
final thoughts.
I think for my final thoughts, obviously we're going to Evo tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Obviously, for all of my Game of Thrones supporters, I know we're all excited about Game of Thrones coming back this weekend. But I am just happy to be going really to Evo. I mean, that's really all my excitement right now.
It's like Christmas came and going.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the Rockets potentially getting Carmelo, going to Evo, and the Bucks being on Hard Knocks, I really don't know where to split my enthusiasm.
I see what you're doing.
And so I'm trying to curb it right now. I'm going to curb my enthusiasm, savoring the plus.
I understand that, and I can appreciate that.
At least we're not ending on a sour note like we have been the last month, whereas the unfortunate passings of so many people, which I'm sure somebody did pass away.
I mean, but we always have respect.
Yes,
Deceased
absolutely.
And their family, and we always send our condolences out. So if we
feel like-
if we haven't seen it in the
Yeah.
media streams for us to report about it,
Yes.
we offer our humble apologies.
Absolutely. And I hate it so much, but I mean, plus.
My final thoughts is a shout out to the Sergeant, aka Duke, for doing the interview with me yesterday. We was able to talk some comic books, DC versus Marvel, which is always a big debate.
Mhm.
I had a great time with it. Looking forward to doing some more interviews with more people. So once again, it's going to be beyond the regular Debates Among Friends format. So it won't be about baseball, basketball, football, wrestling. Just to learn more, so people can learn and we can span the horizons together.
And I think next week we're going to try to get your favorite baseball analyst, Senor Octubre, back here, because I know we had the All-Star game, we had the Home Run Derby, and he posted some very, very controversial post about the Yankees pitching in particular.
Which I completely agree with.
So
get into details with that one next
yes, next week we're gonna definitely go into that, as well as the Eastern Conference. We can probably hopefully get some news and some moving and shaking on the East Coast next
Some
week.
shake, rattle.
Yeah, so we're gonna see, but I know we have a good track for this evening in remembrance of our 2016 Evolution experience.
Yes. In honor of us heading to Evo, and in honor of the 15 years of Evo history.
The last one for Dr. Prof.
The last one, we are playing the hype song for last year's Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, because if we play the one for Street Fighter 5, we'll get copyrighted so fast. It ain't gonna be funny.
Yeah,
Shout out to Lupe Fiasco. Way to grind, man. But unfortunately, we can't play your track because we don't own it. So that goes without saying. This is from Game Breaks. It's the track called On the Grind. Once again, this was the hype song. This was the song before the top 8 started on that Sunday for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Be sure to, as the doctor said, like us on our social media pages. We definitely would appreciate it. We are very quick to reply back to any inquiries you have, so be sure to ask us whatever you want, whether it be nice or whether it be controversial. Because you know why? Because it always creates cash. But be sure to catch us every single Wednesday night, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your host, the Professor John Gotti.
And I am Dr. Wednesday Night.
And we'll catch you again soon, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love.
Deuces.
Right now I'm about to break. If you want it that easy, stand up right now. Right now. Gonna get the best of you.
Grind for the gold, Evo. Put me down for get a shot of hope. When I go, feel my power force to get you launched up in the air. Watch your catapult. I'm here to ride so till I win and I'm out of mode. You better slow your plans. I'm about to show the fans. You about to lose in this moment. This is mine, no ruin. You better slow your plans. I'm about to show the fans. This is Evo. You will be C3. Go. Back zone like a cyclone in a fight zone tonight. I'm gonna snatch up my throne. Leave it broken when I go in. Throw a doken, stay insane and focus.
Hashtag marvelous, I'm feeling marvelous. I'm feeling myself cause I'm full of confidence. Making a fall, hit it with a lotus whip. You're running up because I'm obvious and I'ma give it to you.
Ready or not, steady my aim and I'm setting the spot. Mad hopper and I'm that proper when I tear the block up. Before I roll, but I had to rock it.
You're running, you're feeling the dead pool. When I fed you with a bang, maybe you gonna find out who to win the game. Winning on the mic, I'm it all the time. Give the maximum effort cause I'm on the grind.
For the gold, Evo. Put me down for get a shot of hoop. When I force to get you launched up in the air. Watch your catapult. I'm here to ride so till I win and I'm out of mode. You better slow your plans. I'm about to show the fans. You about to lose in this moment. This is mine, no ruin. You better slow your plans. I'm about to show the fans. This is Evo. You will be C3. Go.